Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Sonny Landreth, and Sonny's going to be playing Pedal to the Metal, so let's get Sonny up on screen and see how he gets on. I'm just going to jump in here because we've been through so much already. First of all, stellar work by the camera operator here. I don't think it's a professional thing, but the fact that we've got the perfect angle to see Sonny's right hand, the work that he's playing, you can clearly see his thumb pick on there as well. So you can see exactly how he's putting these little lines together. And the thing about Sonny's playing is not only is it really melodic in nature, but also the subtleties that he throws in there. We had a little tapped harmonic there that is so subtle, but it's definitely in there. The fact that he's picking that string up halfway and just touching in that harmonic. From this ideal angle that we've got, you can see this hybrid picking in action. The fact that he's using that thumb to obviously pick with the thumb pick that he's got on. The main thing that I really like about Sonny's playing and the way that he gets his own sound is the fact that he's playing slide here. Obviously he's got a slide on his little finger, but by having it on his little finger, it means that he can now put in notes with his other fingers if he wants to. He does go down to that first finger quite a lot. So you get not only the benefit of hearing that slide, but then he goes down to that first finger as well, so he can really change it up and give it a totally different sound. What's amazing about his playing is the fact that when he is putting in that first finger, obviously he has to lighten up with that slide so that he's now left a gap underneath so you can hear that first finger fretting a note. But it's so subtle that he can come straight back in with the slide. And what you'll find with some players is the fact that when they play slide, they're playing slide. When they're playing fretted notes, they're playing fretted notes. And they don't really blend those two techniques together. Obviously, if they've got the slide on their little finger, it means that they can now blend those together. But even still, you don't see it a lot. It's very much a cutoff between one technique or one style and then getting into the style of slide playing. But Sonny just seamlessly works those two together so that you get a really unique sound when he's playing. It's all well and good being technically great and having your own way of playing, but if you do not then translate that into a melody, then it's never really going to appeal to many people. But Sonny is just so about the melody. So a really cool start to this video. Let's have a little look at some more. just going to jump in here. We can see the appreciation of dynamics, the fact that Sonny's written into this composition a really cool understated part when he brings the dynamics down and then gets straight back into that more open dynamic sound, a little bit more aggressive. The other thing here is that because we've got such a great angle here, we can see that Sonny's right hand, he hasn't got really long nails, which you actually do see a lot of fingerstyle hybrid pickers. They grow out their nails in order to be able to pick the strings. But Sonny has got the advantage of having shorter nails so that if he wants to, he can leave a little bit of nail overgrown so that you can actually catch those strings and get more aggressive sound. But you can see it's really subtle, but he's actually grabbing the string with the soft part of his finger, the fleshy part, which gives it this really cool soft sound. And when I restarted the video, just rewind it if you need to, have a little look at the way he implements that first finger. So he'll play that slide and he'll just lighten up with the slide to let that first finger ring out underneath, and then he'll get straight back into the slide playing again. It's absolutely seamless the way that he throws together slide playing and fretted notes underneath. It gives it such a great unique sound. Let's get stuck into a little bit more. I'm just going to jump in here. We saw that little neck bend, which I've mentioned on other videos as well, where you bend the neck towards the body. It takes quite a lot of effort. That's how you decrease the tension on the strings, and it makes the pitch decrease. And Sonny is just introducing that there. I've got to bring in, as I always do about the top players, vibrato, whether you're playing slide or fretted notes. Vibrato is key. You'll find that with all the great slide players, they all have a great consistent vibrato as well. It's one of those things that is always worked on by the top players to make sure they get that down first. They know that if they can get their guitar to sing, then they can start to emote through it. And that's exactly what the top players do. And Sonny's got the vibrato absolutely nailed on the slide here. And what you'll find with Sonny here, like other great guitarists who play instrumentals where there's no vocals, they write the vocals into the track. When you've got a song and somebody's singing, they always have a melody that is going to be repeated in the chorus. When it's vocals, you also have the same in the verse. But what tends to happen with instrumental pieces, in the verse sections, they can get a little bit less structured and less strict, and they can start to extemporize a little bit while they're composing and writing a song. But then they'll always bring back a particular melody that acts as the chorus for the track. And here, Sonny's got that little section where he'll repeat that same melody. And it's such a groovy, cool melody that he throws in there, really making the most of the groove that's written into this composition. But he always comes back to that as the chorus, so that everybody listening has got a focal point, so that when you're going on that journey, you go and you visit loads of different sites, but you always come back to that familiar place. And that's something that really helps with writing instrumentals. If you can write that passage and that chorus that has got a hook in it that is memorable, then you can start to take the rest of the track to another place, but then always come back to it. And you'll see that with all the top instrumental players. And everyone would have seen Sonny almost looking like he's smacking the strings. It's got a couple of functions, this. You can either hold down your slide or hold down your chord, and obviously smacking your strings all at once means that they're all going to ring out at the same time. So when you hit that chord all at once, you're just going to get a noise of chord rather than a slower strum down where you'll get an arpeggio of the chord. You'll get every note of the chord will sound clear individually. Obviously, if you're strumming really quickly, you'll minimize minimize that effect of hearing each note of the chord as you strum down, but smacking the strings gives it that effect. And the way that Sonny uses this is quite a dramatic arm movement, but he's coming down and he's stopping so that he's just touching all of the strings, and he'll be touching them exactly halfway between the bridge and where his slide is so that he gets the harmonics. And I haven't mentioned Sonny's technique is absolutely top notch, of course, and what I love about this video is the fact that the angle we've got, I don't really have to explain about the technique so much because you can see clearly what's going on with the right hand and the left hand. If you look out for that finger fretting notes underneath the slide as well on the left hand, it's all really clear here, so a great angle. But I don't want this video to go on for too long, so I'm going to put the link to this in the description below so you guys can check out the whole video if you want to. There's still a few minutes to go and it's a stellar performance throughout, so I really advise watching this. It's a really great watch. The camera angle's great as well. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at. Let me know what you guys think and keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one.